Hello, thank you, Camille. So I'm gonna start with a quick introduction with Uptale. So the company was founded in 2017 with a clear ambition is to capture and transfer know-how using immersive technology. Today, we are around 50 employees across 3 offices, Paris for the European market, San Francisco for the US market, and Singapore for the APAC region. Our platform now represents more than 1 million learning sessions every year and more than 20,000 immersive experiences created. So we work with more than 330 clients, mainly large companies, and we have around 50% growth each year. So now if we go a bit deeper into what Uptale is, the concept is quite simple. It's an easy-to-use web platform that allows companies to create immersive training content by themselves without any coding skills. So the goal is to make content creation simple and accessible to operational teams. The solution is available on all devices, could be VR headsets, but also smartphones, tablets, and computers. And from a technology perspective, we use 360-degree photos and videos. And on top of these environments, we can add interactions such as exercises, quizzes, 3D objects, or activities. So this is where immersion becomes powerful because learners can interact using movements, hands, gaze, or even voice to recreate situations that are close to real life. And in terms of use cases, we mainly see health and safety, production and quality in industrial environments, but also topics such as management, leadership, sales, and retail. I'm gonna show you a quick video so you can know a little bit more about the platform. So here you can see that we have different workspaces where you can have experiences. You can play the content on a headset or a computer, and it's done in a very simple way. You can see a lot of interactions, and the content can be translated in more than 70 languages automatically. And here you can see the editor. This is where you can add interactions, you can make some modifications, or you can change media.
Yeah, it's like everyone can do it by themselves. You know, you don't need to know coding or everything. It's very easy to do, but we saw, and Frantz will talk about it just after. But it was just to show you a little bit how Uptale looks like.
And we can also provide, yes, a lot of data to know which employees have done what kind of training, whether they had successes or failures. And this data can also be exported in an Excel file.
Yeah.
And here what you can see, it's something we developed last year. It's the ability to do XR, meaning you can see through the headset and you can add interactions in the real environment. So you can have 3D objects, you can turn around them, and you can also switch from XR to VR.
Yeah.
And now, if we focus specifically on the industrial sector, we see very concrete and operational use cases. The first one, and probably the most common, is safety onboarding and virtual site tours. Today, almost all our industrial clients use VR for this purpose. And we also work a lot of workstation training, SOPs, and quality topics. And for example, the 5S methodology, which is a classic in industrial environments. And beyond all this, we have one objective is to generate return on investment. And we can take the example of Stellantis because they've saved more than 60k euros on one single logistic site thanks to immersive training. Today, we work with major industrial companies such as Alstom, Stellantis, Airbus, or Michelin. And this is exactly the context in which Constellium is evolving. So now I will give the floor to Frantz and Russell. We will explain you how immersive learning is completely deployed across their sites.
So to introduce Constellium, so Constellium is a global leader in development and manufacturing of added value aluminium and solutions. So we are providing aluminium for different sectors like aerospace, packaging, automotive. And Constellium is also 12,000 collaborators, employees from different sites. So we have 24 sites in the world, production sites or manufacturing sites, and 3 more for R&D sites, meaning developing different low technology and to put in place in the different sites also, and 3 offices. So depending of the site, you can also provide the different solutions depending of the regions. So it's pretty practical. We are providing different type of products, so it can go from plates to extrusions, also bobine made to make cans. So we have a pretty large type of product that we are providing for our customers. Obviously, depending of the needs, we are providing also a pretty good quality aluminium, and also allows depending of the needs and their constraints. So, for example, if they need some light materials, like light things, you can also use aluminum for that. So we are providing this kind of supply for our customer. And this is the kind of customer that we have today. So you are probably using our aluminum today. If you are driving a car, if you are used to drink cans or drinks, never mind. But you're probably using our technology in your day-to-day life. So depending of the needs, we are developing also with our customer different kind of solutions to answer also the problematics. I mean, what you need to be solved in terms of also global warming or something like that. Never mind, but you are also improving like on those other aspects in the company.
So thank you, Frantz. Can you tell us more why you wanted to start VR when you arrived at Constellium?
So we are more focused on the safety part at first. So you want to improve the process that you already have today. And the thing is, Constellium is a pretty good thing that they have to in Constellium, because they want to improve and be sure that everyone who's coming in our site, have a company, can go and pass the whole day, on site, let's say, during to do their jobs, and go home safely with every part of their body as well. So we are more focused on something like that. So that's why we are thinking about technology to be emerged and know exactly what kind of risk they have to face on, and the VR is pretty good technology for that. So and also it can be pretty helpful to discover the company for people who doesn't know it, and specifically to have like equal opportunities. To show that women can do everything that men can do in the site. We have some examples that from what you have already created from one site, for example, but something that you can show with VR. And so thanks to VR also, there is some gains, reduce the travel expenses. It's more related when you want to create some onboarding experiences. So obviously the purpose is not to replace the travels, but it's more like to help like by show them, to the employees, all the aspects that you can see in the site, every operations, every procedure, every process that is been put in place in the site, and also with the point of views that you can't have when you are on site, even when you're coming, because sometimes, most of the time you won't be able to see everything when you try to visit a site. So it's quite helpful to have something like that, and obviously saves time, because by doing something like that, meaning don't spend too much of time in travel. You could also do something else. Never mind, but you are still time saving. And creating engaging immersive experiences is more like for newcomers who want to learn about the companies, the values that you have in the company. So it's pretty useful and pretty helpful to have like to be completely immersed in the what Constellium is. I mean, on the site and what are the operators, what they are doing, what kind of product you are creating. It's definitely something that you won't be able to see. I mean, the fact that I'm based in Paris, in offices, I mean, like there is no aluminum. I mean, instead of maybe in my car, but that's the closest aluminum I would find from my office, and so I won't be able to see how all the stuff has been created. I mean, on the site, so it's pretty useful to have something like that. I mean, to be like I'm in the site and reducing accidents. So obviously that's the main purpose. We don't know if we will be able to find out if it's helpful or not, but at least if you are more
what our clients say, if you can live it, experience it, then you better retain. And for accident, for safety, it's really, really great.
Yeah, as you are being warned from what you are able to see in VR. I mean.
Yeah.
And also recruit new talent, because when we want to explain, I mean, it's something that is from my experiences, but when I first know Constellium, I didn't know what they are doing at first. So it's a good way to understand exactly what kind of environment we will work on.
And thank you, Frantz. We started working together a couple years ago, nearly a couple years ago. And can you maybe tell us more what use cases you wanted to start with VR at the beginning?
So at first it was working more with the communication team about onboarding to broadcast, let's say, the Constellium values and what Constellium is. And it was starting from the onboarding, meaning to be able to, for the newcomers, and also as I told you before, from my experiences, I try to create something that I would like to have when I arrive in a company. So that's why we start from the onboarding process. I mean, onboarding things, experiences, to be able to see. So meaning see everything that you can see on the site. And most of the time, you don't have time to see everything, even when you are doing a travel on the site, to understand exactly the processes, because everything is happening in front of you. There's a lot of process. You are and it's still hard to understand everything that is happening around you. So it's pretty helpful for that, and analyze what kind of process and how you can also improve them. It's still something that, because we are hired in the company, so meaning you have to do something for the company. So it's really useful to know exactly how you can help and integrate those knowledge. I mean, from all the onboarding things, onboarding processes, and so on, and innovate at the end. So that's one of the use cases. So the first one, and you move to the training and safety tool. The thing is, it was more like to be prepared when you want to go on the site. So for understanding the risk and developing the right reflex, I mean, to know exactly where you have to look. And it's not something that maybe it can be useful. I mean, if you just watch what you are happening today, watch 2D videos to explaining what things you can touch and what you cannot touch. Generally, you cannot touch anything, but never mind. But yeah, this is pretty important to know that. But when you are on site, you are emerging, like you see everything. You know exactly how big are the different equipments, how big are also the rigs associated to that. So you see everything thanks to VR. So this was one of the main training that the main use cases that I want to work on. Also certifications, if it's possible, maybe later to have like certifications thanks to those technologies.
It's very useful for you for different populations.
Yeah, because everyone is concerned by one of the use cases, specifically for the training safety tool. But yeah.
Of course, this one. So yes.
And so this is the first use case that you used to work on. You want to say something maybe also on it?
I was just saying that, yeah, I can see the video. This was a great example for us to kind of see the ability of the program when we were looking at using it here locally.
And the fact is, it is exactly what you are showing also for the new talent and newcomers, and so during events when you can show off like what you are able to do in Constellium. And this is a quite good example because also from the story, story about it is there was the inauguration of the site. This part of the site planned just before the release of these experiences. So it's a way to embark, like to take everyone in the company and say this is what is new today, and be part of what and just know how we are improving our company, what we are improving in terms of process, and to share more to share more to the all people in the company, and obviously for the external ones, so a way to explain how big our installation as well, and what does it mean, creating like transforming aluminium and create alloy and something like that.
Yes, and sometimes physically you can't access those areas of the site, right?
Yeah,
like
generally, you can organize some visit, but the fact is depend of your chance if you can see everything. Most of the time,
yes.
It can happen like something on the maintenance or something like that. Obviously, it doesn't replace the real visit, but it can still help. Meaning, you can still mix both of them, like do some kind of tour, and then final the finish would be to finish by the virtual tour that has been done, and to see and check what you are not able to see during the tour.
Yes, and this module lasts around maybe 30 minutes or something like that.
Even less.
And maybe less, maybe shorter. And the real site visit is about like maybe hours.
Yeah.
Most of traveling.
When I was doing those videos, for example, most of the time it took me like 3 days just to see everything.
Yeah.
And in here you can see everything like in, let's say, in 30 minutes, even less. That's pretty.
Yes, there's a big site, so you have to work everywhere. All right.
You can teleport directly on the different places in the site, so it's pretty. Everyone would like to have this superpower, but it's not possible today. So that is the way to have it.
All right.
And the second use case is, I leave the floor to Wilson.
Yeah, and it's interesting seeing one of the comments that was just made. I might be able to answer a little bit to that. So again, my name is Russell Kershaw. I'm with Constellium in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, in the United States. Kind of to backtrack just a little bit, my experience with virtual reality, actually, we had virtual reality headsets that we were using for a training that was developed by an external company that cost a lot of money to create. And so we started looking at being able to create virtual reality experiences ourselves. And I'd purchased a 360 camera that we could possibly use on site, and then ended up linking up with Frantz, and he helped get us started with this great company, Uptale, that he had found, and I think may have worked some with in the past. And so he helped train me how to start building these experiences ourselves. And then I've started working with and training our other departments here on site how to create the experiences. So we've actually been creating those ourselves on site now. It's a great experience because it's been said it's from the person's point of view. One of the things that we like to point out, especially with our new hires, is that we don't necessarily work in a dangerous environment, but we work in a hazardous environment. And so there are hazards all around us, but we can work to control those and to identify those. However, new hires coming in don't necessarily have the same level of hazard recognition as what an experienced employee would. So being able to create these experiences and have the 360 environment where they can look around and see all the things around them. The experience that I worked on and created was just that. And the video starts, it has them walk through a portion of the plant. And then at the end, it has them select the hazards. And so then they can listen to more information about what they see when they click on the hazards to help better prepare them for whenever they go out onto the actual production floor. We have a lot of plans to continue to create more of them. We're getting good buy-in from our management here because they see the great potential that this program and doing this with our employees can have.
And can you just describe also, Russell, the way you've done the videos, because you've just put the camera and the headset right on the
Yes.
on the head working. Then
we have a mount that we can mount our 360 camera on one of our hard hats, and we would just have somebody walk through the plant, but it's the video shooting in real time 360. And I'll just point out another great thing about that is a lot of, just forward-facing videos, you miss a lot of things that are happening all around you. I've seen videos before even of operators and forklifts where their field of view is directly in front of them. But using the 360, then when they start looking around them in the 360 video, they're able to see that there might be somebody behind them. There might be somebody that's just to their left or right. That if your focus is solely always on just what's in front of you, then you miss potential other hazards that are around you. So being able to move around in the 360 environment and see those things has been greatly helpful.
It's a great experience. So sorry, we can't show you a few extracts today because of confidentiality, but I think you can imagine that you're really in the plant, working in the plant, and sometimes you stop and you have to look at everything and look at all the hazards, as you say, Russell. It's very, very great experience. Actually, it's super immersive, and you feel as if you are there, And it's super great with quizzes and stuff like that. Is it a good practice? Is it a bad practice? What do you analyze? What do you understand? And it's a good way to train, I think, maybe compared to classic things like PowerPoint or stuff like that,
It's a whole lot more immersive experience, and you're definitely you keep the people involved more than if they're just clicking through a PowerPoint.
Yes, totally.
Excellent. And maybe now, Frantz, can you tell us a bit more about the deployment? We started in France, then it went in the US and in other sites. Can you tell us a bit more about it, the journey of starting VR at Constellium?
So at first it was more like a security aspect to validate like everything from IT to be sure that the solutions can be used in the company. And thanks after those steps, it was the easy part, let's say. So I work on the expenses. So the first one was the onboarding one to visit a virtual tour on the site. So it was used more like an example of what kind of things you can do with this kind of technology. And then we create 4 expenses from that, and they are the main one, that you can use when I want to explain to someone in the company what you can do with this kind of technology. So that was one of the main thing that you need to have for the deployment. After that, we also start also to create some trainings that are pretty a good advertising. I mean, for the tools, because someone in one other site in France want to do exactly the same thing that he has done for the other recognition. So it's still something quite powerful. And but we also need to have also some champions. Let's say people like Russell was able to push to implement this kind of technology, to also train people, and that's the best way to deploy this kind of thing. And obviously used for all trade shows, meaning to have the feedbacks from the exterior people, because when some exterior people are saying that it's pretty great to understand exactly what Constellium is, let's say, it's pretty like I mean, gêné for the communication team or even for HR, or never mind. They are pretty okay, let's say excited about the solution, because they want to use it every time after that. So that was, and then so what can be the changes for us? And the fact is, I already explained that, but the fact is, after we have the immersive remote training, instead of traveling to see the different sites, it's obviously, again, it doesn't replace it, but it can be helpful to gain some time and know exactly which kind of areas you need to work on, and what can you do also to improve the processes and so on. The interactive VR modules, the fact that, as Russell told you, the fact that you can click on different things to find out what kind of places are some ways you can have some hazard and so on, or it can even be you can also have some quiz on the tools to check if you get all the knowledge from what you just learned from the experiences. So it's something that you can do it like unlimitedly. So it's pretty powerful tool for that to be prepared, because that's what the main purpose of this is, to be prepared for every kind of situations and so on. Instead, to have like a 2D videos or PowerPoint explained by someone in the classroom, and then he's speaking those different things, but there's a lot of aspects you don't understand, or for any other reasons you don't know anything, or different things. So here you are directly seeing what you need to know. And from the benefits, obviously, travel cost savings. We not know exactly the numbers, the figures, but obviously that you can definitely know that. I mean, it's pretty helpful for that. In terms of time saving, as I told you before, just to visit a site. I mean, from my experiences, it was 3 days, and 3 days each time. So it's the time that I spent to record the videos. So it was a complete tour of the site. So instead of 3 days, you have 30 minutes.
The classical way to onboard people is really like physical. You have to go from site to site and travel.
Yeah.
From countries to countries. At Constellium, it's very like so. In terms of cost savings, there is a real interest with VR.
Yeah, and also for people who was also in the same site, you are not able to see the other process, because they are doing their work train all day. And for his neighbor, like neighbor, let's say was 100 meters away from him, but he doesn't know exactly what he's doing for the jobs. I mean, the different jobs that you are, maybe you wouldn't want to do also in the future. So you would be able to see that by himself. So even for the people in the company, even on the side, they can be useful for them to know exactly what Constellium do. I mean, what you are doing, what the site is doing generally.
And now, before answering your question, can you tell us, Frantz, what's next with the VR and Uptale?
So what would be great is to have one module per site, meaning to still discovering the company for the onboardings and create like an onboarding experience to know exactly what Constellium is, what kind of project you're creating, and so on. Global trainings, meaning for example, what Russell has done so far can be is more focused on muscle shoals, but it can be used for every site instead. And create this kind of module, for example, it would be great and to have like some global trainings and some specific trainings depending on the sites, that you can spread everything and broadcast every training like that. 170 tour per site, production site, meaning to be able to train people at distance instead by make it come like on site and watch a video during let's say 20 30 minutes and waste some time instead of directly go on the site and do the work. So it can be pretty useful to that side. And also by doing something like that, you can also prove by certifications, like people know all the safety things that they need to know when they are coming on site. And the connection to LMS is more like for the learn management system to be connected to those systems and be sure that every aspect of the trainings and to know exactly where people are looking at, what are the answers there from the different quiz if they are
collect
also
all the data, right? To collect all the data directly on your LMS. So yeah,
that's can be pretty useful for HRs. And SSO integration, obviously, it has been done so far. Since 3 weeks.
Yeah, something like this. Yeah, a month I would have said, but yes.
Yeah. So we see now we keep moving like on the what next, let's say, but they are coming quite fast.
And before we go through the questions, maybe I am asking a question to you, Frantz. You are using VR headset, you are using maybe computers. How do you deploy to people?
Sorry, I didn't mention that. Generally, what you are deploying is more like for a PC, but you are trying to create, depending on the experience. For example, the one for the hazard recognition is made for PC. It's better to use it like that. But what you are trying to do for the onboarding, let's say, experience is to create something able to be impactful, like on PC or even on the VR headset. So, and the fact is, different sites already have VR headset today, so it's pretty easy, let's say, to broadcast this kind of thing. So we are using both meaning PC and virtual reality headset.
Thank you very much, Frantz, Russell, Jared.
Absolutely. Thanks again for the opportunity.
Yes. Thank you for your time, guys. Thank you for staying with us. And for those who couldn't come, I know they will get a replay. It's hard to fit the time zone. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.